and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates, and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're on the way to 12,300 subscribers. We're only like 20-something away, so please do subscribe. And of course, click the like button whilst you're here. Let's get into it. It's a Tuesday, so, we're working our way through the week. And it's a big week. Champions League draw on Thursday, deadline day on Friday. Lots of deals getting done. We've got one out and one in today. But I hope you're all doing well. I hope you all had a good day. Ethan Udall, Jakub, Saka the Goat, Emili, Vivi Vlad, TNT, Pekka, Woodsy, Anu Brata, Gooner, Adam, Mia, Sam Kenny, Oslo Gooner, Wilsey, JD, Paul, Daryl, Andre, Inkmaster, Hannah, Francisco Oliveira, and many, many more. Ross Lawman's here as well. Ryan Henderson. It is good to see you all. It is good to see you all. How's the cough? It is getting better. I'm still coughing a bit, but nowhere near as much. So I think it's on the way out. I think it is on the way out. 4 ads, that's brutal. I'm sorry about that. I am sorry about that. The Monsters Inc. shirt, I love it. I'm a huge fan of this shirt. It's just so vibrant, It pops. It really does. Big fan. Twitch, probably not tonight. Maybe tomorrow night, though. And maybe give it one more day. But look, there is plenty to get into. And I'll be honest, I'm beginning to panic a little bit. I found myself I am beginning to panic a little bit with our attacking situation. So we had today the Fabrizio Romano, here we go, for Eddie Nketiah to Crystal Palace. Deal in place between the clubs for a 25 million fixed fee plus 5 million in add-ons. Nketiah has already accepted to join Crystal Palace 2 days ago, and he's now set to complete medical tests. Permanent move as Arsenal wanted. Green light arrived. So, do you know what? First of all, fair play to Edu. Fair play to Edu. I was wrong. He was right. That, when I said that we should have accepted Marseille's offer, I was wrong. And we held out, and they wanted a 30 million package, and they got a 30 million package. So, absolutely fair play. Well done. And it's good money. I think that's good money for Eddie Nketiah, And you look at Balogun, Smith Rowe, Eddie Nketiah, 3 academy kids in the last 12 months that we've sold for nearly 100 million. That's decent, right? And look, I think it's a good move for Eddie Nketiah. I think he'll do well there. I think it's that probably is the level of club that he will start for. And I think if he does start, if he starts a lot of games in a Premier League season, he will score a lot of goals. I really do believe that. He will score plenty of goals. And I hope he does. And I really do wish him all the best. I've seen some people being pretty weird on shock. I've seen some people being weird on social media. But people celebrating that he's leaving in a real disrespectful way. And I don't understand it. Eddie Nketiah has been completely professional throughout. He's never really kicked off about the fact that he's not started. He's rarely been injured. He's put the graft in. He's put the effort in. I don't think you can really doubt that he's tried his best for Arsenal. And ultimately, he gets his move. Yeah, maybe it was a bit frustrating dealing with his agents, but again, that's just his agents. That's not him. So I think the people that are kind of celebrating it or really took it out on Nketiah that he was here, I don't really understand. But look, I wish him all the best. I really do. And hopefully he doesn't score against us when we play against Crystal Palace. So there you go. Rory, I got my home and away jersey. You'll love to see it. Way too much disrespect for one of our own. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. But no, hopefully he will do very well there. Then we announced Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino has joined number 23. Number 23 for Mikel Merino. So number 10 and number 14, obviously Smith Rowe and Eddie Nketiah's numbers, both still available. So if we are trying to tempt an attacking player here this summer, we've got 2 good numbers for them to pick from. But Edu spoke about the arrival of Mikel Merino. He said, "We're so happy to have completed the transfer of Mikel Merino. This has been another great team effort from many people at the club to finalise the transfer of the player who attracted interest from a number of clubs over the summer. Mikel was a key target for us this summer, and we identified him as a player who can fit perfectly into our squad and a profile to improve us as we aim to build on our strong performances of last season. And then this bit is the key for me. With Mikel's arrival, he brings us an added high quality of experience, physicality, and athleticism as we look forward to the season ahead. We welcome Mikel and his family to the club and look forward to seeing him play in an Arsenal shirt. And I think that's the key bit. The physicality and athleticism that he will bring to the midfield. If you're looking at exactly what we've really the one weakness I think we've had in the first couple of games, it has been in the midfield not looking as athletic, as physical as we may have done previously. And I think that's exactly why they wanted to bring Mikel Merino in. So, I think he'll be a starting player for us. I do think he'll be a starting player for us. And I don't think he'll start against Brighton, but long term, I do think he'll be a starting player for us. And I look forward to it. Isak looked pretty unhappy during the Bournemouth game. He won't be at that club for more than a year. Maybe we're saving up our money for... Genuinely, maybe we are saving our money to go for him next summer. Because you're right. I don't think... Unless Newcastle really get themselves back on like a big upwards trajectory, I don't see them holding on to the likes of Isak, Bruno G. Like, those players don't need to, waste their careers at Newcastle if Newcastle aren't going to propel into like guaranteed Champions League year on year. And I think Newcastle's business this summer suggests that they're not going to be up there next season. Maybe Isak will. Someone said something about I got a ticket in the ballot for the Leicester game. What's happened? I've lost my screen. Sorry, my screen went down then. In that case, I don't think I have. No, I completely forgot about the ballot tickets for the Leicester game. But based on the fact that I've not had an email, that usually means... Because they normally send out the emails for the people that got the ticket first. Another one. I still need to get my Brighton ticket for this weekend, to be honest. The unsuccessful email. I've had far too many of those. If Newcastle don't get UCL, Isak is gone. You'd hope so. Merino 100% has eyes on the back of the 2004-2005 kit he posted. Oh, sorry, had Reyes. Sorry, yeah. Had Reyes on the back. Yeah, if you've not seen it, Mikel Merino announced that he was joining Arsenal on Instagram, and he did it with these set of pictures of... So basically, he did a photo shoot in an Arsenal kit in 2005 when he'd have been 9, I think. And they've recreated that photo shoot in this season's kit, doing all the same poses. So it's pretty cool that he was an Arsenal fan back in 2005. Robbie on AFTV claiming we're going for Tony. What do you think? Is this bullshit? If respectfully to him, if Don Robbie is the only person reporting it, Julie Gooner, please stop spamming. Apparently, Leicester City have made a new bid for Reece Nelson. Is there a source for this? Please stop spamming it. I'll flare up. I will flare up. Who's reporting it? Please just tell me who's reporting it. Again, if it's only Don Robbie, then... but no, the Ivan Toney to Arsenal's not a thing. It's just not. It's not a thing. We don't like him. We were interested in Ivan Toney. He spoke to the club. He spoke to Arteta, and they didn't like him. They don't like his attitude. So I genuinely, I think it is only Gareth could see. I think it is only Don Robbie that's reporting Ivan Toney. So I don't think it's happening. Ornstein says Wolves want Sam Johnston. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Curtis Shaw just posted on it. Yeah, Curtis Shaw's just AFTV. I'm not looking for. This is like if I posted something on Twitter. If I randomly posted now, Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal, it's happening. I'm not a source. If it's not coming from Fabrizio or Ornstein or Sammy Mockbell, I'm not respectfully. Don Robbie and Curtis Shaw are not the sources that we're looking for here. So yeah, if that's it, if they're the only ones that you've got, then we're not going to go for it. But no. Well, Reece Nelson at this point is an important player. And we'll talk about this and our need for attacking players, because as it stands, Reece Nelson is genuinely an important player in the squad. But yeah, in terms of the other news, Southampton will. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Southampton will assess options for the goalkeeper position after Bijlo. I can never remember how you pronounce his name. Bijlo. Basically, that Dutch keeper that we were apparently interested in. Southampton were going for him, but that deal is now off. So I think he failed his medical. Aaron Ramsdale remains on the list, but Arsenal want loan with obligation to buy clause, as they have already 100% agreed on personal terms with Espanyol goalkeeper Joan Garcia. They are waiting. This followed on from the fact that Wolves have pulled out of any race for Aaron Ramsdale. Wolves decided that Ramsdale was too expensive. Whatever Arsenal were asking for was too expensive. Wolves are now going for Sam Johnston from Crystal Palace. Ramsdale is not going to go to Wolves. Southampton is back on. Now, again, similarly to Eddie Nketiah, the fact that Arsenal negotiated with Wolves, the fact that Arsenal have Joan Garcia completely lined up, but still stuck to the guns with how much they wanted for Ramsdale from Wolves, suggests to me that, again, similarly to Eddie Nketiah, Arsenal know the interest is there for Ramsdale and that someone will come in for him. Fabrizio retweeted his old tweets about Garcia. Yeah. And he even said in the tweet about the Bijlo deal being off for Southampton. Again, he said that Arsenal have 100% agreed on personal terms with Espanyol goalkeeper Joan Garcia, and that they're literally waiting to be able to go through with that. Kingsley Coman to Saudi. Here we go from Romano. Dun, dun, dun. Another one bites the dust. Dun, dun, dun. Is that true? Well, let me just double check. Not that I don't trust Ross Lawman. I do trust Ross Lawman. Where's the here we go? Is there a here we go? Wait, Ross, have you just sold me down a river? Ross, I don't see the here we go. Gareth says, I trust Edu and Arteta, and I do believe we'll make another offensive signing because it's necessary. And if we know that, then they know that. But the lack of links is killing me. Yeah, the lack of links is killing me. Ross, have you just sent me... Ross, I can't believe you've done this. Oh, 4 hours ago. Really? Where? I can't believe I missed that. I don't know. I must have missed it. Oh, yeah, there you go. No issues between Bayern and Al Hilal for Kingsley Coman, as transfer fee has been agreed, but it all depends on the player. So there you go. Looks like Coman's going to Al Hilal. Yeah, problematic. But technically, Ross, you did lie to me because there's not a here we go yet. There's a fee agreed, but not a here we go. So, yeah, no. Did you see the 65 million euro package for Osimhen? Would you take that? Yeah, but the issue with Osimhen is not it's not the fee. The issue with Osimhen is not the fee, it's the wages. The wages Osimhen wants are the problem. So there you go. Anyway, other news. On the Fabio Vieira deal, I found this quite interesting. Fabrizio again. Understand Arsenal have included the following details into Fabio Vieira's loan move to FC Porto. First of all, it is a straight loan. There is no buy option. There is no buy obligation. He is 100% coming back to Arsenal next summer. Secondly, the loan fee will be based on objectives, specific conditions to match during the season. Thirdly, there are penalty clauses if Fabio Vieira doesn't play 50% of all matches. So, Arsenal have basically said, give him game time. Give him game time, or you're going to pay us more. So Fabio Vieira has to play a minimum of 50% of Porto's games next season. Otherwise, they have to pay us even more for him, which is interesting. And do you know what? All of that together basically suggests Arsenal aren't done with Fabio Vieira yet. Now, it may be that we just want to sell him on next summer, but then we could have included some sort of option for Porto to do that. But ultimately, We just want Fabio Vieira to go and get game time. That's the biggest thing about this deal. So I do think that is quite interesting. Fabrizio also saying, Fabrizio's just been hot today. Not in that way, but he's been all over the Arsenal news. Arsenal have informed Jakub Kiwior in his camp that he is not for sale. Despite interest from Villarreal and Bologna, Arsenal want to keep Kiwior at the club. So Kiwior is not going to go anywhere this summer. And overall, I think it's the right decision, right? I think you've got Calafiori only just arrived bedding in. You've got Timber off the back of a big injury. And you don't know how many slight issues he might face this season as he gets over that. You've got Tomiyasu, who, let's be honest, Tomiyasu's AWOL at this point. When he got injured, it was meant to be a couple of weeks and he'd be back before the start of the season. Remember that. You can probably go back to the stream where we said about Tomiyasu's injury, and the report was Tomiyasu injured, expected to be a couple of weeks. He'll miss preseason, but be back at the start of the season. And I said at the time, Tomiyasu, whenever he gets injured, is always out for way longer than the amount of time that they think he's going to be out for. It happens every single time he gets injured. I love Tommy, but it's a massive, massive problem that he gets injured a lot, and then when he does get injured, it takes way longer for him to get back. So he's AWOL, right? And this is, I think, why it's so important to keep Kiwior. Because you can't rely on Tomiyasu being fit and available at any point in time. For Kiwior, I think it's pretty tough. I think it's pretty tough for Kiwior because he's been told he's not allowed to leave the club, but he's also been told, based on the last game, he's not in the matchday squads. And that's a problem. Because you're saying you're not allowed to go and get game time anywhere else, but you're also, when players are fit, you're not going to play for us. You're not even going to be in a matchday squad. I think that's tough on Kiwior. And I don't think it's a situation that can last for long. It would not surprise me if January he really pushes for a move. Because if he doesn't get that game time, and if he's not even getting into matchday squads, how's that going to work? It can't. It can't work. So, yeah, it's tough for him. It is tough for him. But from the club's perspective, right, the club have to put the club first, and making sure that he's there in reserve if we need him is probably a pretty sensible thing to do. Zinchenko also has his own injury issues as well. So this is the issue, right? How many of those players can you actually rely on? You never know. Over 450 in the house. Let's get the likes up and support the channel. Wilsey, thank you very much. Yeah, there's 478 of you here right now. If we could hit 100 likes, that would be fantastic. Get it 200 likes. I mean, that would be absolutely sensational. So if you could just, take a moment of your time to go and click that like button, I'd be very grateful. 80% Southampton goes down alone with obligation. Doesn't make sense, given that mostly there is a relegation clause. Sorry for reposting. No, I think you're right. I do think it'll be difficult to get him to Southampton. I think Wolves would have been a lot easier because you're right. I think Southampton, guaranteed, Southampton will want the deal to be loan with an obligation if they survive. You see that a lot with those clubs. Ipswich, I think, we're trying to do it with Broja. And I don't think Arsenal will accept that because I don't think Arsenal will. Firstly, I don't think Arsenal will expect Southampton to stay up. And secondly, it's just not worth the risk when I think there are quite a lot of other teams that are interested in him. So there you go. There you go. Whilst we're in the promo section, make sure you follow the Twitch too. Got to represent the people over there. Yeah. We will be back to streaming on Twitch very shortly. So link is down in the description to the Twitch channel if you want to watch that. We normally go live at about 10:30 in the evening. City getting a lot of cash this summer. Surely they make a big signing before the deadline or in January. Yeah, you'd have thought so. It is interesting that City have raised a lot of money and really not spent it. And they didn't even start the summer in any sort of financial difficulty anyway. Like, the way that City have operated in the past was cheating. The way they operate now, the reality is they raise an unbelievable amount of money through their academy sales predominantly. And, they don't have anything to worry about financially. So, yeah, it's interesting. I am surprised that they've not gone big on a signing, but we'll wait and see. I'm more worried about what we're doing. Crypto Gooner, good to see you. First ever live stream. You'll love to see it. Welcome. But no, did you see Emi's quotes about Rambo? Oh, Emi Martinez. honestly, Emi Martinez, right? When he left, I wished him all the best, as I do with everyone, and absolutely meant it. And I loved Emi when he was at the club. Wished him all the best, but he just continues to make me dislike him. And like, so if you haven't seen it, came out with these comments, said Aaron Ramsdale needs to leave the club. He needs to go to a club where he's loved and respected, or something along those lines. It's so insecure. Ramsdale is loved and respected by Arsenal fans and by the club. The reality is that we just moved for a different keeper. But Martinez just still has this thing. And you can see it when he plays against us, by the way. He's so desperate to prove a point whenever he plays against us. He actually tries too hard and ends up making a mistake. Happens all the time. But he's like a toxic ex. He is like a toxic ex. If Rambo goes Southampton on loan with obligation, we have to offer him a 1-year contract extension to maintain his value. Yeah, we do. Very similarly to what Chelsea have just done with Kepa, who's going to Bournemouth. Although I don't really get that, because Bournemouth have got Neto in goal, who I think is really good. So I don't really get that move. But yeah, Chelsea have extended Kepa's contract by a year and sent him on loan to Bournemouth. Big fan of your stuff, but saying Chiesa was on an equal level to Reece Nelson is diabolical. In what way? Did I say that Chiesa was on an equal level to Reece Nelson? Did I say that yesterday? I might have done. Who's that disrespectful to? Chiesa or Reece Nelson? Will he accept the extension though? Don't know. Maybe not. You said it in a TikTok? Yeah, who was it disrespectful to? Disrespectful to Chiesa? Sorry, I rate Reece Nelson. I rate Reece Nelson. So I stand by what I said. I stand by what I said. How about that? I'll double down on it. Chiesa, Reece Nelson, couldn't split them. Chiesa post-injury, that is. Post-injury, that is. I've got respect for Reece Nelson. I think Reece Nelson genuinely has been very, very unfortunate at Arsenal. And Chiesa is world-class again. Now he's going pool. Yeah, realistically, from what I've seen of Chiesa, admittedly, I don't watch a huge amount of Italian football, but from what I saw of Chiesa at the Euros and from what I saw of him last season in the few times I saw him, yeah, Reece Nelson. On that, look, on the whole attacking situation, I am panicking. I'm panicking now. I think we're going to lose it all because I was just thinking, just laying out our attack right for this season. Last season, you could argue we had 3 players in each of the front 3 positions as depth. So off the left, you could say we had Martinelli, Trossard, Smith Rowe. In the middle, Havertz, Jesus, and Nketiah. On the right, Saka, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira. We've lost the third choice in each of those. So we've lost Smith Rowe from the left, we've lost Nketiah through the middle, we've lost Fabio Vieira off the right. And we've not replaced any of them. You could maybe argue Nwaneri can play off the right. However, based on the fact that we've lost Fabio Vieira and Smith Rowe, Nwaneri is now basically just 100% the backup to Martin Odegaard. So I am concerned. And if you take Eddie, Fabio Vieira, and Emil Smith Rowe, between them, they played about 2,500 minutes last season. Who is going to replace those minutes? Merino comes in, fine. Havertz plays more minutes up top, fine. That takes some of the minutes probably from Eddie and Nketiah. But equally, there's probably going to be a lot more minutes in general this season if we want to go long in a cup run. We've got guaranteed 2 extra Champions League games. And if we want to go further in a cup run, that's more cup run games. That's more cup games. And last season, we got genuinely lucky that Saka barely missed a game, Havertz barely missed a game, and between them, Trossard and Martinelli covered every game. Injuries in that area of the field, we're in massive, massive trouble. And you can't tell me otherwise. Like, undoubtedly. Looks like a Coman loan. Well, no, it looks like Coman's going to Saudi. I think we've cleared out players we had to clear out, but doing it over a few windows as opposed to one might have been a better option with no replacements in line at the moment. Yeah, Yeah, this is. I genuinely do. I think if we don't sign an attacking player before the end of this window, we are 100% weaker going into this season than we were last season. There's no way of avoiding that. There's simply not. Especially when you've got an injury-prone Gabriel Jesus and you've got Reece Nelson, who truthfully Arteta doesn't trust, and Arteta was happy for him to go this summer. And then you've got Martinelli, who's out of form. Now, hopefully, you can bring Martinelli's form back with Mikel Merino coming in and stuff like that. But ultimately, I'm worried. I'm really worried. And actually, if you really wanted to improve us on last season, one of the things you'd have already highlighted was that actually, before this summer even started, all of us wanted a winger or a striker, preferably both. But every single one of us, I would say, prioritized an attacking player this summer. Because we knew that regardless of having Vieira and Smith Rowe and Nketiah, etc., we needed a top-level player to take minutes off Saka and Havertz because of the number of minutes that they played last season. It's worrying. It is worrying. It's concerning how Gabi Jesus is first-choice backup to a lot of those attacking positions. We definitely need more. Exactly. Jesus is the first-choice backup at striker. Well, really, the only backup at striker, unless you start putting Trossard there again. And then Reece Nelson effectively is the first-choice right winger, or it's Gabriel Jesus. But again, he's injured. I think it's a problem. I'm worried about it. I think people will be surprised with Sago Jr. I see him getting minutes. Well, do you know what? Mario Koscielny would be the first choice backup to Saka if he was still here, in my opinion. Genuinely. Mario Koscielny would be getting in matchday squads if he was here. But we signed another left back instead. But for me, right, signing another left back wasn't instead. And this is the issue. Signing Calafiori was brilliant. Signing Merino is brilliant. We didn't do those instead of signing an attacking player. We just not signed an attacking player. There's no reason for it. It wasn't like we had a choice of you've got 40 million and you can either spend that 40 million on Calafiori or you can spend it on an attacker. Like, we've got the money to spend. Tranquillo? No, I try to remain calm. I do try to remain calm. But you're talking rubbish? That's a great comment. If you could elaborate a little bit, it would be absolutely better. If you could elaborate on how I'm talking rubbish. What have I just said that's rubbish? Because what I've just said is factual. We did have those players. We now don't have those players. There's a 2,500 minute hole. Do you know what? Actually, no. With the time that it takes Arsenal to sign a player, how are we supposed to sign someone with 3 days left? I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. No, I'm not fully panicking. Okay, Holger, you can go. You're an absolute fool. I was going to ban you, and then I thought, no, do you know what? I'll let him off. And then you've called me a clown for no reason. And also you just can't. I think you might be the Skamaka guy. I think you're the Skamaka guy, aren't you? What happened to the 250 mil budget? Good question. Good question. I think they want Williams and Isak, and we'll just wait, which is worrying me. Neo. Yeah, I think that was Neo. Maybe. The thing is, right, if they want Williams and Isak, and we end up going and getting Williams and Isak, fair enough. But I just think there's such an opportunity this season, right? You need to call your tits. I'm calm. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is, I think we need an attacking player. I'm sorry. Does anyone disagree with the fact we need an attacking player? That's all I'm saying. And we said it before the window even started. And since then, we've sold 3 attacking players. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be Osimhen on deadline day. Well, Osimhen's got to go somewhere. I'm calm. Maybe I'm not calm. Maybe. Look, I'm calm. It's fine. I'm not panicking. No, I'm not panicking. Stop telling me I'm panicking, because then I will. Then I will. But I'm not panicking. I'm just passionate. I'm passionate about Arsenal winning. And I think we need to sign an attacking player to win. That's it. That's it. I want to win. And I think we'd have more chance of winning if we signed an attacking player. Okay? Is that okay with you? Is that okay? Is that calm and rational enough for you? With zero links to any attacking player? Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. We are not linked to anyone. Deadline day, by the way. Do you know what the deadline day drama is going to be? The deadline day drama is going to be Ramsdale and Joan Garcia. That's honestly what the deadline day drama is going to be. It's going to be, can Arsenal get Ramsdale out and bring in Joan Garcia in time? That's going to be the deadline day chaos. It's fine. I'm calm, honestly. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but we're linked to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. No, we're not. No, we're not linked to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Truthfully, I'd rather I started up front than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Who's linking us to? If it's Don Robbie, nah, we're not linked to him. We're not linked to him. We're all good. We're all good. Chelsea are? Yeah, Chelsea were a bit. Chelsea have been linked to Ivan Toney as well again today. Who I think would do well for them. Sago Jr. is loaned out. We don't have any academy players ready to step up in the academy. Is Sago Jr. loaned out? Genuinely can't remember. Was he one of the ones that went? Oh, yeah, he is. He's at Shrewsbury. You're right. Yeah, so we don't have, So we don't even have him. Genuinely, the only alternative is that Ethan Nwaneri is going to have to play about 5,000 minutes this season. Ethan Nwaneri is going to have to he's going to have to play a full senior. If that is the solution, if Arteta turns to you and says, Nwaneri's going to play 4,000 minutes, fine. Okay. Fine. Then I'm calm. Someone did say, Evan Ferguson on loan with an option to buy could be an option, but I don't know. The issue with Evan Ferguson is that he's genuinely just not played a lot of Premier League football over the last year. Like, he had a good start, but he's not played much since, which is sticky. God, what I do for Thomas Lamar or Julian Draxler link right now? Anything. 500 in the house, like and subscribe. Let's get to 250. Yes, please. There are over 500 of you here. If you could subscribe, actually, we're trying to get to 12,300 subscribers. And we're like 20 away. So, if you could subscribe, that'd be sensational. Don Robbie said that regarding Evan Ferguson. Same wavelength. I would take Benzema right now. There's a lot of players I would take right now. There are a lot of players I would take. Give me Sterling at this point. I've said it. Raheem Sterling on a season-long loan with Chelsea covering half of his wages, I would take it. I would. Jadon Sancho. Now, the problem with Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling is a proven squad player, played under Pep, played under Arteta. Sancho is an unknown, because I still don't know if Sancho's issues at United are down to him or down to Ten Hag, or a bit of both. But I'd much prefer Sterling over Sancho, given the option. Paola, already subscribed. I appreciate it. What a legend. Mika Beera says, I heard you had to leave Arsenal to win trophies. Did he actually say that? There's no way. What a fraud. We need like a Paul Karma kind of guy. Yeah. Minter from Brighton would have been perfect for us. 30 million is a steal. Yeah, agreed. 10 more likes for 200. There you go. 10 more likes. Yes, please. Arsenal fans, we need to sign players. Also, Arsenal fans, Arteta doesn't play the youth. Yeah, but okay. I agree with that. I literally tweeted the exact same thing a few weeks ago, right? But I wanted Waneri to get like, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500 minutes this season. Right now, he needs to play about 4,000 minutes to cover the lack of attacking players that we've got. So, you know, it's tough. It's tough. But look, we are where we are. And the mystery German, no, it was all nonsense. The mystery German was complete nonsense. But this is the thing. By the way, if we are going to sign an attacking player, it's going to be an absolute madness because there is currently 0 links to any attacking players. So if we are going to sign one, it's going to come out of nowhere and be like crazy. Unless it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which would just be awful. Remember, Arsenal have signed players out of nowhere like Vieira and Raya and Havertz. Edu will surprise you again. I hope so. I hope you're right, Ross. I do hope you're right. Adeyemi could be great. He's a bit of a pace merchant, I'll be honest. Something we'll give on deadline day, I've got a feeling. Well, I sit there, right, and I'm like, surely to God, Arteta and Edu are looking at it the same as I am, right? Surely they are looking at it being like, we are a bit light here. Now, if they could then go, seen that Victor Gyökeres fella, he looks good. That would be useful, but apparently not. So, what would you rate our window out of 10 if we don't sign or sell anyone else? 5. I don't think it's a great window. If we don't sell anyone else and we don't sign anyone else, I don't think that's a great window, personally. Based on, and I have to do it purely based on, this is the thing, right? And I do it, and 100% other Arsenal fans and other Arsenal content creators and whatever do it, where we do this thing where we set like a standard that we want to see, and then we don't meet that standard, but then we justify it for X, Y, and Z reasons. So if I go back to the video that I made of my ideal summer signings, what for me would have been a 10 out of 10 window, and I look at what we've done in comparison to that, and that video included the players that I thought we needed to sell as well, we've not even come close to it. I would argue we're not even halfway there. So 5 is probably being generous. But a 5, I like the Merino signing. I like the Calafiori signing. I think we've done well to get the money we did for Nketiah. Smith Rowe was a good sale. But there are still 3 or 4 other players that we probably needed to sell. And then at least one big attacking signing. So you're talking about Tom Canton. I did not mention any names. I know that was ambitious. However, we should have come much, much closer to that. And there's no reason why we couldn't. Even if you could, of course it was ambitious, right? Because that would have been a 10 out of 10. Absolutely, you're right. But even if you compare it to some of our previous windows, I just don't think it's been that good. I still think the overall squad has improved. I would say the window is a 7. Bit high for me, personally. Give me Tony at this point. I'd take it. He just needs to figure out his attitude. But I'd rather he had a bad attitude and score goals than, I don't know. Adingra? No, I'd love Adingra. But I can tell you for free, unless you just do what Chelsea did and throw 105 million at Caicedo, like 115 million rather. Brighton, negotiating with Brighton 3 days before deadline day, vile. Absolutely vile. The starting 11 has improved. Our depth has increased in certain areas, but could have improved more. Our depth in defence has improved. I guess our depth in midfield has slightly improved. But our depth in attack has weakened. And that's the worry. That is the worry. Oh, yeah, there are games today, aren't there, actually? There are games today. Actually, it's quite interesting, I think. Those games today, it's all of the Carabao Cup games. Oh, wait, do we find out who Arsenal play in the next round of or in our first round of the Carabao Cup tonight, then? Is that tonight, or is it tomorrow? When's the Carabao Cup draw? Is it tonight? Tomorrow. Carabao Cup draw tomorrow. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it might be interesting to see if any certain players don't play today. Could suggest that they may be on the verge of leaving. That'd be interesting. Cool. Tomorrow. All good. Anyway, look, it is time for Guess the Gooner. If you're one of the people that leaves during Guess the Gooner because you don't want to play it, fair enough. Please do just like and subscribe before you leave. Anyway, time for Guess the Gooner. I'm going to give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. Skate things on your keyboards because we're starting now. Clue number 1, this player scored 8 goals in 90 games for Arsenal. Clue number 1, this player scored 8 goals in 90 games for Arsenal. Clue number 2, they made their Arsenal debut in 2017. Clue number 2, they made their Arsenal debut in 2017. Clue number 3, they are 24 years old. Clue number 3, they are 24 years old. Clue number 4, they had loan spells at Hoffenheim and Feyenoord. Clue number 4, they had loan spells at Hoffenheim and Feyenoord. And clue number 5, they scored that goal against Bournemouth. Clue number 5, they scored that goal against Bournemouth. Who got it first? Come on. Let's avoid getting done. Let's avoid getting done by VAR. No VAR check today. Thank you very much. Lots of you going for Merino. It would have been unbelievably bait for me to do Merino, wouldn't it? Come on. You should think better of me. You should think better of me than to have done Merino today. Not today. Anyway, where is the first winner? Well, the winner. There we go. JC Awa. Reece Nelson was the answer, and JC Awa has won it. Congratulations to JC Awa. Second was Jakob. Oh, no. Second was Devin. Third was Jakob. Fourth was Ryan Henderson. And fifth was James Bidder. There you go. Congratulations to JC. There we go. Goal given. Check complete. You'll love to see it. Ross Lawman's fuming. Ross Lawman is fuming. There we go. Goal given. Sensational. And now it is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal. And you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community, but not as much respect as JC Awa currently has. This player started their career at CA Phoenix. They started their career at CA Phoenix. They then moved to Famalicão. They then moved to Sporting Lisbon. They then moved to Paris Saint-Germain. CA Phoenix, Famalicão, Sporting Lisbon, Paris Saint-Germain. And they are on the verge of joining Manchester United. I can say that because people have already got it, so it's not a giveaway. Who won it, though? That's the question. The winner was... there we go. It was Francisco Oliveira. Do you know what? The Portuguese, you'd expect the Portuguese to get it. You would expect the Portuguese to get it. Francisco Oliveira got it. Congratulations. Ross Lawman was second. Ethan Udall was third. Pekka was fourth. And the logical nonsense was fifth. There you go. Manuel Ugarte was the answer. Portugal knowledge in clutch. Yeah, absolutely. There we go. Is it Fabio Vieira? No, it's not Fabio Vieira. I really do hope Fabio Vieira has a good season, though. Like, it's just beneficial for us in every way, shape, or form if he has a good season. So we will be keeping an eye out. You know what? I'm still going to be tuning into Victor Gyökeres in the hope that we somehow do it again in January or next summer. I don't know. Scammed of a top 5? Yeah, you were 6th, unfortunately, Gareth. You were one comment behind. On your screen, you were probably top 5. So that is unfortunate. Famalicão has created some ballers. Who? Actually, I think you're right. I feel like I do read that name off this list quite a lot. You're probably right. Fabio will start talking to Gyökeres. Maybe. That would be nice. Porto versus Sporting will be a great game to watch. It will. It will. It will. Anyway, look, that is going to be the end of the stream. I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Please do like, subscribe if you've not already done that. We'll be back live tomorrow, normal time, as deadline day gets closer. Time is ticking, but I am not panicking yet. Okay. Anyway, look, all of you have a fantastic evening, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Goodbye.